Okay, we are now shifting focus to an international story. This is a CNN News 18 exclusive. We're learning that the Taliban government has declined participation in the Doha meeting. What is the Doha meeting? Remember, this is a UN-sponsored conference on Afghanistan. The hope was that this conference would allow for a constructive dialogue between the country's de facto rulers. So the Taliban and the international community, this was going to be hosted by the UN Secretary General, a two-day gathering, and it was going to have envoys from Afghanistan. So they were going to have civilian representatives and of course the Taliban's representatives too. Now we're learning right now that the Taliban has declined to participate. So far it was unclear whether or not they would be participating. It was hoped that they would. They were not invited for the first meeting in May 2023. They were invited for this meeting. My colleague Siddhant is with us right now to bring us more details on this. Siddhant, I believe the Taliban had laid down two conditions. They'd asked for a one-on-one meeting with the UN Secretary General. I believe they'd also said they didn't want any other representatives from Afghanistan to be coming apart from the Taliban. Is it that these requests were not fulfilled that has led to them saying this?
Well, yes, that's right. And in fact, there were some reduction in the aid that were being sent to the Afghanistan. Look, it's a kind of a conference, it's a kind of a summit where the countries which are the first responder or perhaps interested in the region can come on the same page to have dialogue with the government of Afghanistan. And now we are getting to know, and perhaps Manoj Gupta is bringing this information for us, that the envoys from Afghanistan are not going to participate in this conference in Doha because they are not happy with the way United Nations has perhaps reacted to some of their demands. Now, that is, in a way, will create issues, especially for those who are interested in the region or perhaps they have stakes in the region. In fact, a lot of these countries have been heavily invested in Afghanistan, have been the companies in those countries have been associated with Afghanistan. And as far as the strategic importance of Afghanistan is concerned, this particular conference is very important. Now we are getting to know that Afghanistan has backed out. They are upset with the way United Nations have been reacting to their demands, and this is the reason that they're not going to participate this time around.
Siddhant, we'll just bring our audiences more context on this before we let you go. I just want to tell our audiences this meeting was set to take place and it was being heralded because the hope was that it would open the chance of constructive dialogue. Essentially, you'd have the Taliban on the table along with other representatives from the international community. The idea was that open talks with the Taliban would possibly finally begin, of course, facilitated by the UN. Now this won't be taking place. Okay, we're going to be moving on from this story now to developments coming in from Maharashtra. Let's take a look. My colleague, our Mumbai Bureau Chief Vinaya Deshpande spoke to the Maharashtra Minister Deepak Kesarkar about the Maratha reservation issue, the continuing issue and the resolutions passed by the Shiv Sena National Conclave. Take a look. This is a deep dive.